Guys, you're looking at the title of the video, you're looking at the thumbnail, you already know what time it is. It is time to get active. Today's video is entitled, Marriage is the Worst Decision a Man Could Ever Make. Now, this comes from YouTube channel Make It Common, and they have the series called Bridge the Gap, where they got 3 women on one side, 3 dudes on another side, and the facilitator says a statement, and if you agree with the statement, you stay in the circle. If you don't agree, you leave the circle, and then you come back in later to speak about what the people in the circle were speaking about, kind of like a Jubilee type of a vibe. Okay, so we're going to get in there. We're going to get active. Without further ado.
Marriage doesn't have any benefits to a man.
All right, let's see who leaves. Wow. Wow, all of them left. Okay, so that means that all of them think that marriage has a benefit. This is gonna get interesting. Let's get active. There was one girl towards the end that looked like she was hesitating. All right, so then they're gonna come back and discuss. All right, so let's see.
Marriage does have benefits for a man.
Let's talk about it.
I'll tell you the reason why. Because you share your experiences, you talk to someone, they're there for you physically, they're there for you emotionally.
What?
I think that's equal for both man and woman.
I think that
He just explained 2 people in love that maybe cohabitate. What a part of that is benefits specific to marriage? That was the question. Let's keep going.
man does benefit from marriage because when
Why?
a woman wears a ring, people notice it. It doesn't matter how small it is, they know that she's married, she is spoken for by her partner. It's very clear. Yeah. Even when she's engaged, it's obvious. Like, you will notice, you can see the ring, that's what it signifies.
I think that's really important.
All right, so the benefit of the man is that the spouse wears a ring to signify that she's married. For real, that's the benefit. We just gonna sit over here and act like there's not affairs that happen where irrespective of a ring being present on the finger. Shit, I know people, dudes in and around my space that will only go for women that has rings on their fingers. Why? Because some of them have rings on their fingers and they want opportunities that have a lower likelihood of her getting attached, knowing that the affair more than likely is going to be strictly physical. Okay, so they go for those. So that's not a benefit either. Let's keep it going.
But that's not for, that's not a
I
benefit
feel like
for
when
you.
someone then sees that ring and
So
then...
is it for is marriage just a show then for everyone else?
Potentially.
I think it's
But
Yes.
then if somebody then wants
I think
to,
it
wants
makes
to
the man
have her-
assume some sort of
The wedding.
okay. You're gonna say it's just a responsibility. It's just knowing you're accountable. There's no you can't be
Responsibility is really
you can't be wishy-washy in what you're doing.
It's the real deal.
It's the real deal, and people, it's
Accountable.
people respect it on a different level, and you as a man need you stand by that. Yeah, you can be in a relationship, but just naturally the majority will be, oh, you're married, you write on a paper that single, you're still single until he puts a ring on your finger.
Okay, that's an interesting point. She said accountable. Now, I'd argue it makes you less accountable being married. Well, why is that? Well, I think that if you want to argue the idea that it makes you more accountable to be in your vow and not to step out, then sure, go ahead, because it turns it from single to married on your tax form or what have you. I get that, but here's one of my biggest things about marriage is that it de-incentivizes accountability. It de-incentivizes what it is that, because at the end of the day, you can argue and shit like that, but you have to still be in there, or it is of great financial disservice to the breadwinner. Okay, so that's how people get married, and all of a sudden, like, there's this new Instagram trend that's like before marriage, after marriage, and then the chick grew 50 pounds because dating, she couldn't do that and expect to continue to date. Okay, so issues that need to be cleaned up, people can just, say, well, he's going to be there at the end of the day anyway, right? So why do I need to be accountable? Why do I need to concede within this conversation? Why do I need to submit, be agreeable, so forth and so on? So I'd argue that the institute of marriage de-incentivizes accountability. Because when you're in a dating game, it's cutthroat out here. You got to be the creme de la creme. You got to be the best of the best. Let's keep going.
So that's from a
my mum always says,
woman's
you're still single.
perspective. But for the man,
Yeah, it's not a
And he's
man's
still
benefit.
single too.
yeah, but what's
Yeah, but
his
what's the
benefit?
benefit?
No, the
Because-
benefit to a man is that you feel like I'm going to be a provider.
Oh, Jesus.
I
Like,
feel,
we're like
I-
that.
What if I don't want to be?
But it signifies
The benefit of the man is to feel like, I'm going to be a provider. This is the blue pill conditioning. Like, yeah, is there some dudes that feel good providing for a young lady? Yeah, sure, I get it. But again, the marriage part. Can you be a provider without the marriage? It may not make extreme financial sense, but can you do it without the provider? Then yeah, sure. You can definitely do that. You know, you provide for your kids. There's plenty of single fathers that are providing for their kids, but not even in the same household. But that's a different topic for a different conversation.
to the world that this is his
Does that
partner.
benefit
It's not
him?
in terms of ownership, but it's like
No,
it's his partner. The world can see that it's a visual thing as well. It's like, I can see
What
it.
is that benefit?
I feel like marriage
There is none.
it's like sealing a deal, like it's just like
Yeah.
that's it.
Okay, so
because
if we look at the scenario, he's a rich man, he has money. If he has kids, he can take care of those kids. He's paying his child support. He's having his kids over whenever he needs his kids over. Why does he need to be married?
The only reason why
That's a great point. I got a couple of friends who say the same thing. It's like at this point, now that they've had kids out of wedlock, they're like, yeah, what do I need to be married for? I'm like, what's the point? It makes no sense. I already got one. I got a component of my legacy that is continuing, you know, over there. So there's absolutely no rush at all in order to get to, you know, in a marriage, right? Like it makes no sense. So he brings up a good point. What's interesting is that the young brother walked away. So it sounds like as he actually had time to think about it, right? And he said, wait a minute, but how does this benefit a man? Pay attention.
See marriage
you're supposed to have
really being sanctified. It's
Supposed to.
because it's only because of religion, to be honest. It's a promise to God. Does a man benefit from that? Yes, he does. If he is
If it's
religious,
part of his
if he's
religion.
spiritual, whatever it is,
Sure.
it's that promise. I think apart
High
from that, it
level,
literally
high
is
level.
just a social.
So I'm going to
Yeah.
change my answer. I now agree with it because just thinking about benefits alone, in terms of if you take religion out of it, if you take culture out of it, and I'm just
There's
looking at the
nothing else,
benefits.
to be honest. I don't think anyone benefits.
But you don't benefit when you really deep it. People don't say, okay, there are a lot of good things said about marriage, but there are also a lot of horrible things that are
Correct.
said because you're dealing with another person in a way that's. You can sometimes hate the person you're in a marriage with. So
it
why?
changes your whole
What's the
mentality.
good things?
Marriage changes your whole mentality on a relationship, in my opinion, compared to when you're married and when you're not married. Because
Okay,
And
why?
will that affect, again, and this is just me, what am I saying? No, I agree. It's more, yes, it might change your mentality, but will that affect your day to day?
And does it?
of course it does. Your mentality, you're thinking different.
No, because
It's a good question. It changes your mentality, but what does it benefit within your mentality? This is why these conversations like this are so important to happen, because of the shift that you see happening with this young man right here. Because a lot of people just take the word marriage and make it synonymous with the benefit of having a partner, the benefit of having a support system, the benefit of having a young lady in and around your space whose words that you respect, right? That support you in good times and bad times. But the question is, what does marriage have to do with any of those things? Shit, I look at my own family as well, and there's a couple of men in my family that did the whole marriage thing, got divorced, and now they're living an LTR with a partner and are happy as shit. So again, I ask, the marriage shit, what's the benefit? Let's keep going.
because for me, it's more, without that marriage,
You're still.
I'm still who I am.
no, well, chill out,
think
chill
you-
out, chill out.
Right?
You can be who you are.
I'm
and be
still
mindful.
no, and I know that. But I'm saying without it, I'm still that person,
Facts.
right? And I still have a certain mentality.
No, but you might
and
not
I
have
still
that
have
sense
the
of
benefits of my life that I
accountability, or
normally.
you might not have that sense of accountability or responsibility when you're.
You might not, but you might.
No, I
But then
disagree.
it's expected if you are married. That's the
It's
difference.
that's the
You don't
difference.
have to. It's not like a thing where one person may assume. It's expected. When you're in a relationship, I think a man's in a relationship. Expectations, assumptions, all these things. These words are just. It's just loose meaning. But when you're married,
Solid.
there's no everybody. That's a clear boundary.
There's not a clear boundary when there's a 50% divorce rate. It's not like, you know, there's a 50% divorce rate right now, currently. Right? Like, so you're taking this this construct, this social construct, where there used to be a time period where the word divorce was shunned when it comes to marriage, shunned, right? But if you ask the majority of people today, okay, of you take 100 ladies, you say, of you, would there be any reason ever for you to get divorced ever? 90 to 95% of them would say yes, for some reason, right? Same thing with dudes, for some reason, right? So the power of what it meant to be married, I guess because it's less coupled with religious doctrine, values, okay? Because of that, there's a lot more people that are taking the Disney version of it, right? And the movie version of it and applying it to their situation around love, right? Which can be fleeting. Let's keep going.
Accountability comes into
That's a
play.
clear.
You can still not be accountable in a marriage, though.
You may
Facts.
not be, but you know
It
you
feels-
have
She's
the
smart. I like
understanding.
her.
That's something that
Yeah,
both parties
yeah,
have the
yeah.
understanding.
Yeah.
Depends.
People can choose to just be every free, but
Yeah.
It only benefits the man, because I'm trying to think of the question, but it only benefits the man if he wants to be in that marriage.
yeah.
I think that because it is really and truly, you're right. Marriage is just a certificate.
She's smart too.
But, and it's obviously, as a Christian, it's a commitment to God.
Yeah.
Yes, but I'm saying it only benefits him. He's only going to do the work if he wants to be in that marriage. As she said, people
That's a
step
fact.
out in marriages. People sometimes take off their rings, they go, and they don't have anything. But it only benefits the man if his mindset is set on that woman. I want to be with that woman for the rest of my life. He feels like, this is what I've wanted to do. I've done. I think that's the only benefit. It's not. There's not really. I can't really say there's a benefit, and there's no.
And that's a huge benefit if he really does want to be in it.
Yeah,
It's a huge
If he wants to be, that's
amount of-
But a lot of the time, it's a
We got
woman
some
that wants to be in the
agreeance over
marriage, and the man's just like,
I think even with
Let's just do
marriages,
it.
there's then the conversation of finance.
Yeah.
And there's a benefit in that kind of way, I guess, like whether, I don't know, but maybe joint accounts, or
Yeah.
you can really invest into maybe a home together.
No, that's where Islam differs and says that
Oh, he's
the woman,
Islamic.
anything a woman earns is her money,
Yeah.
and a man doesn't have any right on that money which she has.
Really like that.
Yeah.
And then whatever the man earns, he has to provide using that money for his family.
I like that.
unsubscribe.
Subscribed.
All right, guys. There's a lot of other topics that's down into this right here. That was only a component of the 30-minute clip that they put on. So I'll leave a link to it down in the description box down below if you want to see these people go over different topics such as this. Women are selectively independent. Maybe I'll come back later in a different episode and go over that one because that is the goddamn truth. But the young lady over towards the left and in the middle, it was a fantastic point that the only benefit of marriage is for dudes that want to be married because you are thereby, in essence, achieving a goal that you want. So the benefit of wanting it is achieved once you get it. But my question is for dudes that want it, why is it that you want it? And I think that's a big, because listen, there's a lot of us that just fill out the check boxes of life, right? Okay. Go through primary education, check. Okay. Go to high school, graduate high school, check. Okay. Go off to the secondary form of education, whether it be, certificate, go off to college, check. Whatever that is, then go back into the workplace. Right, or get another degree, check, okay. Find someone during that time, check, okay. Settle down, get married, check. Buy a house, check. And then they get to the end of their life and they're still not happy. They're still not fulfilled. And it's because throughout this laid out roadmap of life that you were told that you need to do to be successful, did you question why? Did you take a look at the options and say, how does this align to me in the things that I actually want to do? Okay. Or was there a peppering in of society that convinced you that you're not a man or you're not complete until you do something, i.e. marriage? Okay. So we talk about the numbers all day. And at the end of the day, like if that's what your goal is, like that's your goal. As long as you have a why, I have no problem with it. But make sure that you ask why and make sure that you know before you sign your name on a dotted line, you take a look at all of the numbers, the facts, the data, the statistics, what can happen to you, the risks, the implications, all of that and assess it with the specific genotype or personality type of the one that you want to do it with. I think if more people did that, that divorce rate would begin to go down. Okay. Fantastic conversation. Again, link down in the description box down below if you want to finish it out. Maybe I'll double back into this and maybe react to more of it. All right. Questions, comments, concerns? Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Guys, got an Instagram as well. This was sent to me up there at Mediocre tutorials and reviews. There's a link to it down in the description box down below if you don't know how to spell. Last but not least, I got a Patreon. We go through discussions like this ad nauseum all the time up there on my Discord server. It's private. It's a strong community of value-added people. We focus in on dating topics, relationships, gender dynamics, increasing your purpose, your bag, financial education, all these different things like there. There's a link to it down in the description box down below. Be sure to go up there, see the things that are in store, and then I'll see you soon. Until next time, YouTube.